Today's webinar, we have some very special guests with us. If you guys are in real estate, this is going to be some insight into one of the biggest, most successful teams in Southern California.
Firstly, I'd like to thank Isaac for joining us on behalf of the entire Dubb team. We have tons of gratitude to you guys for really believing in us as a team, as a technology platform, as having a vision for how to improve communication overall. You know, one of the things that a lot of people don't know about for Dubb is that it started as a love story between my wife and I. And, she's a real estate agent. And I saw her doing all sorts of things like door knocking and setting expired listings and networking and getting into Facebook groups and networking at events and trying to, commingle and just, get in and just really build a book of business. And, that process was really inspiring for me because, I saw firsthand some of the inefficiencies that are in communication as a whole, but also specifically within the real estate industry. And I think that it has really been the groundwork for Dubb as a growth story to really empower now almost 30,000 businesses. So, Isaac and his team at the Beer Home Group have been a phenomenal example of how to just break some of those issues of trust and friction within communication. I think in this webinar, I'm particularly excited to explore a couple of things. Number one, how to send someone a video. Take your phone, take your computer, record a video, how to send that to someone. The second thing is how to have a calendar booking page. And then I would say the third piece that we'd like to get into is this idea of automation. And we are so fortunate to have Darius Santos, who is a true wizard at so many things when it comes to sales ops, sales enablement, automation, making this stuff extremely easy. If you guys only knew how many videos Darius has recorded and sent, you'd be blown away. It's probably in the thousands by now. So he is the absolute expert to speak to when it comes to these three items. And I cannot wait to get into this.
Now, Isaac, tell us a little bit about yourself and your role.
Yeah, so beer is a fermented drink. No, I'm just playing. So Beer Home Team, we're here in San Diego. We're the #1 real estate team by volume in San Diego County. We're actually in the top 50 in the US by volume, large teams. We're super excited about that. The reason I even share that is because our whole focus is on growth, right? So I think, I can go on a few things that we've done well, but adding $89 million in volume in 2020 is something I think we're the most proud of. And also our focus on using video as a key piece of that. So what I do at the Beer Home Team is I'm the head of agent growth. So I'm a hybrid of the hiring manager and then also the sales manager. So where Dan is the creative visionary who is the marketing guy, as far as like what the general message to the public is and creating that messaging, I'm the person ultimately responsible for the implementation on the agent level of how to convey and continue that messaging, right? And actually, Ruben's one of the guys who helped me master or like really figure out the mindset behind the medium is the message, meaning that your message might be really great and well crafted in an email. And if no one reads your emails, the message is worthless. Whereas your message might not be as well crafted, but if it comes in a medium that works like video, then you actually have much more powerful sales presentation there. So we always say our crappy video will beat your non-existent video every day of the week. That's a phrase we use on our team. So that's a little bit about what I do. I also, come from a background of leadership within the Keller Williams world. I was one of the assistant team leaders at Keller Williams, Carmel Valley, the #1 Keller Williams office in Southern California for the 3 years I was there. So I came from that world, and then running a smaller team is now what I'm focused on and building that. So I also, if it's okay with you, Darius, can I share my story of how I found Dubb?
Absolutely, please.
So we're all in on video. We're going in, we understand the value. From what I've seen, you guys have tremendous marketing. You have great salespeople. And I was tasked, one of my first tasks on there was, Isaac, find the video platform that we're going to use to go all in on video. So everyone name it. Name a video service. I checked them all out. I demoed them all. I did free trials. I did all that. The Vidyards, the Hippo videos, all the other ones. And I ended up with Dubb for a number of reasons. But rather than getting into that and get into like, hey, here's why I love Dubb, because you just take my word for it, there's a lot of upside. Know that it was an organic thing. I reached out to Darius, was like, hey, I want to do this, right? And not to take away anything from your guys' sales team and your marketing, but I was truly detached. Like whatever is going to get us there. Dubb just made the most sense. for a number of reasons we've continued to do it, and why I've never even looked back, and why I'm on a webinar like this. You guys have just proven to be the platform that we want to partner with. And what I mean by partner with is not like who we want to pay to service account. I mean like really partner. That's the difference. And that's what I thought would happen. I'm like, oh, they're close, they're local, these guys seem accessible. And you guys have proven that time and time again. So I'm extremely grateful if that's the story of how we found Dubb and why we're sticking with you guys. I appreciate you guys a lot.
Love it, man. Isaac, thank you so much. I really appreciate that from everything, from our sales standpoint, from our marketing, from our company. We really appreciate all of that. That's what we live, and that's our brand. We want to be able to support people in that way. So tremendous. Thank you for that. Cool. We also have a little interview we did with you yesterday, right? So what I want to do too is just share a clip from that interview. We had some really valuable questions, some really cool answers from you guys that went into some insight there. So I'm going to be sharing my screen here. We're going to show you a little video we made just yesterday. So we're going to do that for a couple minutes, and then we'll jump right back in here.
What's the secret? What are you guys doing to grow as fast as you guys are growing from a revenue perspective and also from a team perspective?
Engagement. So what I mean by that is we have a high degree of engagement on the team side. Every agent that's on the team is extremely engaged. So from a leadership perspective, we focus on enrollment, right? Enrolling into new thoughts, new ideas, new way of doing anything that we believe is going to give us that competitive edge. So when we rolled out video, right, it was almost an internal campaign from leadership to help agents enroll in the mindset, in the work habits, and in the importance of using something like one-to-one video. In addition to that, we then help the agents understand how to use the same techniques and enrolling clients to go along for the ride. A good example would be sellers don't want people in their house because they're worried about COVID. My husband has a pre-existing condition. Well, okay, let's enroll them in the leveraging technology portion of the sale to help them still get what they want and not have to be inconvenienced by the concern of COVID or even the inconvenience of having to leave their house.
Nice. That makes a lot of sense. And then what would you say the best part about video truly is in this capacity?
It's the absolute easiest and most accurate substitute for face-to-face. I speak with agents every day that are having challenges in their business outside of our team. And their number one thing is, I'm having trouble getting in front of people. You'll hear this from agent to agent to agent throughout history. Put me in front of somebody and I will convert. Well, you can't right now. There's not a medium or a platform where you can put me in front of somebody. If you don't believe in video, that remains true. But as soon as you buy in and understand that and see that the world is literally changing day by day to video interaction, you realize that it becomes the number one substitute in place of you. And what's great about that is not everybody gets that. Not everybody feels comfortable with it. Many people overthink it. So it actually gives you a competitive advantage when you lean in.
Nice. And then how have you guys been able to use Dubb throughout this process?
It's actually really simple. The number one thing that we use Dubb for is one-to-one videos. We shoot videos as soon as we speak with somebody. If we can't get a hold of them, whatever other medium we're trying to use to get in touch with them, we'll always end with a video. We're leaning more towards starting with a video, but we use that on one-to-one videos. In addition to that, I love where you're recording something, you can take your thumb off real quick, go walk to the other part of the house. Showings where it stitches together that video easily. I mean, it's high quality production, like video that literally anybody can do. So we do that for a lot of virtual clients here in San Diego. A lot of people are out of state or even out of the country that are buying properties, especially on the coast. So that's one of those things where we're able to leverage that piece of tech, and it makes it way easier. You don't have to go to like editing classes to be able to stitch together a really good, really concise home view. And then in addition to that, when broadcasting anything that we need to our database, we just use Dubb to fire it off real quickly, upload the list. So if we have a new house coming to the market, we'll query our database to find people that are likely to be interested in that, and we'll fire off a couple Dubb videos there. What we could be doing better is using a lot more of the automations. So some of our agents are using the automations. As soon as they get a new contact, they upload it, it triggers those. But yeah, that's primarily how we're using it.
Got it. And then do you have any kind of specific success stories or case studies that you've seen as a result of sending a video like this?
Yeah, so it's funny because we have a private Facebook group and it's just for our team. Probably over the last 2 weeks, we've had about 6 or 7 people posting videos of what happened with their videos. So the 2 most recent is somebody who had been on a list that we separated out. Like, they're out for a year. Like, they said, call me next year, right? And they said that maybe 6 to 8 months ago. One of our agents was just like, look, it's easy for me to fire off videos. He fired them out. The person said, I love the video. Like, we saw a text back because we texted the video, right? Saw a text back. Great video. How about we chat tomorrow at 1? They're now writing offers together Another agent went out, was working with the buyer, went to a listing, wrote the offer, sent a Dubb video with the offer, introducing himself. Hey, my name is Dante. I'm with the Beer Home Team. Agent legitimately told him, like, one of the things that made me really push for you and your client was that video. I don't know you, but it seems like I could really trust you. So what we found out was that translates really well on the trust factor. And we weren't even planning for that. Being people that are really into human behavior, we still hadn't accounted for the fact that there's a high trust factor that goes up with video as opposed to a blind offer. And then the person has to like go search you. So that's one of the easy things.
Nice. Where can people learn more about the Beer Home Group? Website address, social, etc.
So if you want to check us out, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook, it's just Beer Home Team, not the or anything like that, Beer Home Team. Our website is soldbydanbeer.com or SanDiegoHomefinder.com. And that's where you can learn more about us. But honestly, the social is going to be the easiest way to get in touch with us, with Facebook and Instagram. We'll see a lot about what we're doing and learn a lot about our agents too and our culture.
Amazing.
All right, let me jump back in here. That was a really great interview we had, and some just little tidbits of it there. You can see some of it was taken out, but tons of valuable stuff. We'd love to hear those stories, man. This is so powerful. The other thing I was going to talk about, I know that we just had a little introduction to the site there, but I know that you also had another opportunity, I believe, right? For maybe agents out there that are watching this video.
Yeah, you know, we speak on different platforms pretty frequently. Everyone, like, in your mind or virtually raise your hand if you've been to a seminar or watched a webinar and you're like, ooh, I'm going to do that. And then you go back and then you're like, whoa, but where do I start? Right? Like, what's step one? Because they explained to me like step 39 and like, how do I actually get started? And then you get past step 4 and all those other things. What we do is I'll generally just open it up to like a quick 30-minute chat and like just kind of do any kind of coaching session or anything like that where I'll open this up, not because any other reason other than I want to add value to Dubb and what you guys are doing with us in our business, because you guys make yourself available to, like, I don't know, 4 of my agents need to learn something new. Darius is like, cool, let me book a one-on-one with them and walk them through that. So you guys have been able to do that. So I want to add value to the people that are engaging with you guys. So what I'll do is I'll drop my Calendly link in the chat at the end, and then you feeling free to go ahead and do that. And what we do is we mastermind with people. If you just want like a quick strategy session, I'm open to doing that. I limit it to about 30 minutes on my calendar, and I mind my calendar really well. So if it's on my calendar, I'll actually show up and I'll actually engage. And if it turns out that there's some role for us to mastermind together, we have a lot of masterminds that we engage in. They're not something that you pay for or anything like that. I'm not like a mastermind coach or anything like that. It's just something where if I see value in something you're doing, like for example, we don't have our eye at all on the FSBO market right now. I'm just giving an example. Like, we don't call FSBOs, we don't do anything like that. But let's say like you're the master at FSBO, you know, Bob in Alabama or whatever it is. Like, cool. There's probably something at least 3 or 4 of my agents can learn from you. So like, let's work together. I'll help answer your questions and we do that. So I've learned that that's the best way, rather than creating any other like offering, is just offering my time is probably the highest value I can give to a Dubb user. And that's my best way to reciprocate what Dubb has done and the commitment that Ruben and Darius have shown to us and our partnership. So I just always like to make that available.
Tremendous. And guys, this is just coming from Isaac himself. He's giving you guys an opportunity here to kind of take advantage of some of the amazing leadership he has. What we probably want to organize, let's organize something like a group for you. You know, we'll put the link. So anyone that maybe wants to take advantage of the opportunity to get it in the mastermind, they'll have that. We'll help kind of socialize that. You guys, this is a tremendous opportunity for you, especially if you're in the California area, Southern California area, or even outside of that. And we just want to be part of a bigger network. They're a tremendous team. They have, you mentioned national resources and things like that, right? The group on a national level, correct?
One of the main things that even got us like so focused on video was our national masterminds, right? The people that we network nationally, they're like, oh, you got to be doing this. You got to be using that, right? Look into a video source. They weren't pushing us toward Dubb or anything else like that, but they said, you got to engage a video with your entire team, and we mastermind that. And so since we've seen such tremendous results, like I said in that video, we've seen just amazing things happen. So it's stuff like that where it's like, whatever the next thing is, let's say we rolled out something new with video and Dubb, and you're in the mastermind, I'm like, oh, dude, you got to start doing this. I don't know if you're using Dubb, but just like go call this guy Darius, call him, tell him Isaac said I need to start doing this with all 16 of my agents, and then they'll just go and tap into whatever resource. So that's the kind of stuff that we're used to doing, and that's how we got to jump from 211 million last year to right about, we'll probably close out slightly over 300 million this year. in volume.
Oh, there's crazy, crazy numbers. Like, and so you guys here, like, if there's so much value in what he's offering, like, we can't play it up enough, right? Like, just get advantage. It's like having a coach. You probably know half the stuff you should be doing. Like, this is probably not the first time you guys have heard you should be using video. But I mean, if this message doesn't drive it home, I don't know what else will, right? It's totally something that every agent needs to be doing, whether you're solo, whether you're team, whether you're whatever the structure, it's going to transform your business and the way you communicate. So we've talked a lot about some high level stuff here, like concepts. We didn't show any visuals yet. So I think at this point, what I want to do for some of you on here, I'm going to provide a little demonstration. We're going to jump into some visuals. So we'll turn the cameras off and I'm going to jump into some screen shares here and give you guys a little walkthrough about some of the stuff that Isaac's described, some of the workflows, so you guys can get a visual of what this looks like. Ruben, anything before we jump into the screen?
Yeah, I was just going to quickly say while you're setting up your screen, a lot of people actually don't know this, but Darius, in addition to being a wizard at sales and automation, he's actually a former romance novel model. So just a little tidbit here. I'm going to look for an image here and I'm going to try to share that on my screen so that everyone can see how this guy looks so good on romance novel covers. Another thing that I should know, I have people know, is that he's actually been through this process. You know, I think back then, if I'm not mistaken, Keller Williams, and that was part of our meeting. When I realized that he was getting started in real estate, I said, wow, you know what? Let's change the industry together. And ever since then, it's been a ride for us. So Darius, thanks again. Can't wait to see your tips.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, I'm going to first share my screen here real quick. What I have here is actually one of my oldest videos here. You can see it's from a year ago. Now this video gets sent a lot and you can see it's got some plays here, clicks, watches. So every video that we create on Dubb has all of this information, whether you shot it on your phone, on the computer. It's like having your own private professional with all the additional stuff that Dubb offers, which I'm going to show you in a second. So this is kind of the back window into a Dubb video where, like I said, you can see 20,000 opens almost, 1,700 watches, pretty good analytics there. So now let's actually talk about what Dubb is. So we mentioned the recording, right? Isaac talked about being able to easily just quickly record a video. So there's a couple of tools that Dubb gives you to make this really as easy as possible. One of which is this Chrome extension here. So with just one click, I can click this button here and now I can record everything on my screen. This includes my profile picture. You can see in the bottom corner there. It can be even just my voice or even my webcam. And let's go ahead and hit a recording here. So I can see you have two screens hooked up. So I can share which one of those that I want to share. And we also have an annotation tool. There's some real-time editing features where you can say, click here, sign here, do whatever you need to do. And there's also like a pause or upload button you can use. There's some keyboard shortcuts. And then when you're done with that video, you just press the check mark or the keyboard shortcuts that I mentioned. Dubb uploads this. And the same thing happens when you're on your mobile device. So if you're out and about, like what Isaac described, when you're doing a mobile tour, you're shooting something on a property. And when you upload this video to Dubb, this thing you just created on your phone, Dubb, what it does is it's going to automatically attach all of your branding, all of your custom stuff. So here's that video you just saw me create. And what Dubb did is it packaged it all up with our logo here, the logo and the watermark, the background image, the player color. Some of the more important elements here are actually below the video itself too. So Ruben at the beginning of the call mentioned being able to have someone book in your calendar right from a message. So here's a video I created in 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever it is for the client, shot that off through their cell phone or through a cell phone or email or social media. And this is what they're going to receive on their end. It's going to have your calendar there. You can even have text message or phone call buttons. The buttons can actually do anything you can think of. So they can fill out a form, download an attachment, make a phone call, open up a chat on Facebook or WhatsApp or Skype if you have international clients. Anything you can think of these buttons to do, we can do. Even collecting video testimonial. They don't need to download or sign up anything. They just click one button and they can send you a video. So these buttons and then the playlist here is also tremendous value. The way this works is, again, you saw all I did was create the video and it's going to add some of those there automatically. And after this first video, right at the end, it automatically transfers into the next video. So it's kind of like having, again, a video editor built in, except for you didn't even have to go add these videos on there. They added them automatically. So for example, one of the use cases we talked about is a lead, right? You get a lead come in, we want to convert them into an appointment, into a client. And that video you shot said, hey, I saw you checked out our advertisement, or you saw we met you at the open house, whatever the circumstance. You quickly shoot that video where it's 15, 30 seconds of something personal, and then automatically added on there is going to be things like your testimonial videos, or maybe a video where you're talking about meeting the team and letting them know that you have a whole staff ready to support them and help them out. Lots of kind of videos there. Isaac was talking about the trust factor. And that's where, again, they didn't have to click play anymore. They can just continue to watch, get delivered more of that information. So this is part of how the customization works. The idea and what Dubb does differently than anyone else in the space is how this page gets created. So again, you saw me, I took 3 seconds to create that first video, and and then everything else got added automatically. So this is the customization, that second part of the videos that I talked about, where we talked how to create them, Chrome extension, mobile app. And of course, you can take any video from any outside source. Many real estate agents will use like a professional videographers, and that's great. Take those awesome produced videos and pop those into Dubb, and we're going to take them to the next level. So instead of just having a highly produced video, you have all the bells and whistles around it to really have it, stand apart from anyone else. Like if you're using something like a Vimeo or YouTube, there's so many opportunities that are being left on the table there to, create direct conversions and build additional trust from, using almost the same process. So that's the customization part. There's a couple other layers here of customization, such as like what the video looks like in an email itself. We control that as well. So you can see here's that video I just made. And if I say video for John, so even if this video is recycled, right? This video wasn't for John. I made this video 100 times over, but I can make it look like it's for him by adding his first name to it. And so this way you can really save a lot of time having these pre-recorded responses. And that's what the video looks like in the email itself. So you can add some personalization and some customization there. And then of course, as I mentioned, when they click this, it takes them back to that fully branded video page with all your opportunities to create these conversations and conversions. We talked about some of the creation, Chrome extensions, mobile apps, and then we also talked about the customization, which you can also change any little part of this video, right? So you don't have to use the whole template like that. You can swap out to a completely different template and it changes everything on that page. So you can see here the button changed, the color changed. This is a different use case, right? So for real estate, what this means is you have one template for a new client, one template for after you've met them, right? Post phone call or post meeting, or you just listed their home, all these different use cases that you have to have these templates kind of ready to go. And you can even go granular and change individual buttons and playlists and stuff like that if you want to. So that's the customization. Really, it's every single part of the experience that you can customize to make it, for your brand and for the opportunities you're looking to create. So the last thing here, Ruben, go ahead.
So oftentimes, we might use a third-party provider to send an individual listing for a property or a list of multiple properties. If you send a link or if you send a page, sometimes it's difficult to kind of put attention on a specific piece of that listing. For example, the description or the size or photos. In this case, what you can do is you can actually, using the Chrome extension, you can call certain things out on this page and then send that video over. That way you kind of direct the communication. If you send a link to one of your prospects with 2,000 words in an article, it's a commitment for them to have to read it. As opposed to sending a quick video that takes 15 seconds, you can show them exactly what you want to say. The other thing that we always recommend that people do if they're at that stage is contract walkthroughs. So I know what it's like to get a DocuSign and you just have to keep clicking the down arrow and signing it, but you always have questions. And I think what happens a lot of the times is that people just delay signing things because they don't understand them. So what we recommend in this capacity is to do a screen share and actually walk someone through the contract or the proposal or any type of doc that you might have. So the list goes on in terms of what you can share via your screen. And then the next type of videos that we're going to get into are mobile app videos. We're all on the go. We're in front of our real estate. We're inside the property. That's the next thing that we're going to show.
Okay, cool. Real quick on what Ruben just described there is the types of videos. Like this is an example of a real estate report, right? It talks about turnover percentages, how the values have increased. It's both for investment and just a good local report, right? But if you send this link to your client, Ruben just said it, they're going to read this whole thing and hope to understand it. I don't think so. You as the agent can come in here just like this, hit record. Now you can bring all the value and insight to this. And it shows that you have your finger on the pulse of the market. It shows that you know what you're talking about. And it took you 1/1000th of the time than it would to create an asset like this yourself. So you can say, hey guys, so I wanted to cover this report for you. You can see home sales have dropped by 4% since July or whatever the case. And you're going through this report, providing value as you go along. This takes minutes. And now you can send this to your whole list as a newsletter for a local report. And you didn't have to graphically design this thing. You didn't do anything. You just created a quick video of an asset that's already out there. And it's a home run for you in terms of content. And you didn't have to rack your brain. You didn't have to do much of all to come up with it. So there's an example of some content.
Another thing that we always recommend is that social media is one of the most powerful things that we can do right now to build up a lead list, to engage with our prospects, to get our existing clients to want to refer us, to keep us top of mind with the people that matter. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, even TikTok. These are powerful platforms that we should all be using. So one of the questions that people always ask is, what content do I share? Should I do a selfie video of a walk and talk video where I'm sharing some insight? Should I show a property that I'm trying to sell or that I have a pocket listing for? Should I take someone through an article like this that explains why interest rates are so low? You know, what are all the things that we can do? And we just encourage people to try to capture content like this. If you find something interesting that you want your contacts to know about, record a quick video. Dubb is so compatible with all social platforms. You can share the instantly created Dubb link via social, or you can even download the video and then upload it to the platform of your choice. The point, though, is to just be creating content, because the last thing that you want to hear is that when you notice a listing comes on the market where you were in touch with that person for years, but unfortunately you lost that because you were not top of mind. Social solves that problem.
Isaac, did you have something to add here on this piece?
You know what? I was like, hey, we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of it. So my kind of stage time is up, but I wanted to also key in on a couple things, like best practices on stuff like this. So literally anytime anything ever has to be done in your business more than once, just record it. We have a full onboarding program online, and all of it's just Dubb videos.
Nice.
Right? I'm going to have to explain this to an agent more than one time in my life, or to a client more than one time in my life. Just fire off that recording, and Dubb makes it so easy. Like when you guys asked me, how are you using Dubb in my business? I didn't even think about all those things that I just take for granted. That when an agent says, how do I get this one thing inside the database and push from Salesforce into Sierra Interactive?
Boom.
I don't call them. I don't send them screenshots. I just click the little Dubb icon in my Chrome extension, and then I fire off a video like 4 minutes later and then get a thumbs up emoji. So it's so powerful that it's almost like, imagine trying to explain to somebody how easy like talk to text is.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just like, I don't know, you just push the button and then magically, right? So that's what Dubb has become, and relying on video in this way is extremely helpful. But anyways, there's that.
Cool. So we were talking about the creation, the customization. We talked a little bit about the mobile app. We actually didn't have a ton of visual for it, but I want to show you guys where you can learn this too. The other part of Dubb is we have lots of support we offer, as Isaac mentioned, and there's also a ton of self-service help that I want to show you guys as well. So in this little learning center right here is tons of bite-sized videos so that you don't get overwhelmed with one long video. It's little bite-sized videos that explain everything on the platform. So if you see a section for it over here, like those calls to action, like those buttons I showed you below the video, there's a nice video over here on the right explaining it. So if there's over here, calls to action, video right here. With that in regards, there's a nice video down here showing some of that advanced mobile functionality. So this new app tutorial is a little bit longer. It's like 5+ minutes because it covers some of that really cool functionality that we all mentioned, where you're taking multiple clips, you can pause it, add in additional clips in there, you can add music, lots of cool stuff. It's super simple. So it's nothing like trying to figure out iMovie or Adobe. Much simpler than that. But at the end result's going to be something similar. So there's a nice tutorial video for that. And so that is the other half of the creation here. So anytime you're in your computer, like Isaac just mentioned, one click Chrome extension action, and then anytime you're on the go, or maybe you just prefer your phone, you can record your stuff on whatever you want. You can have a video that you added a filter to it or something like that and upload it to the Dubb app as well. You're not limited to creation on the Dubb app, but it does have some really cool stuff in there that is really powerful, particularly for real estate. All right. So here is the creation and the customization now, which we talked about fully. Presets is the easy way to make this happen. That's the different templates that I showed you. But of course, you have the ability to customize it on the fly as well. So if you're on the app or you're on the go, you will be able to add or remove buttons and things like that right before you send the video out. Now, creation and customization we've covered to an extent. We'll dive into some more detail here. But the next component is the distribution. So how does Dubb get these videos out? We all have different CRMs. We all have different tools. We're all using a million different pieces of technology, and Dubb is convenient in this way, in that we're really universally compatible with just about any system you can think of. So the first thing is, let's see this video here. Let's say I want to share this video through Gmail or Outlook or a standard email. The first thing is we have integrations with those channels. We have direct integrations with Gmail and Outlook. So those are the most popular channels. So you'll have a Dubb button inside there, just like this, that gives you access to your library of videos. And it can even show, like the Gmail one's even a little bit more advanced. And the same integration is existing with dozens of CRMs as well. So LinkedIn, I'm going to show you here, it's not a CRM, but the integration is going to work the same way. So whether I'm in messages or anything like that, there's a little Dubb button inside there that gives me access to my entire library of videos. I can record a video from here, and I can even upload videos from YouTube and check on the activity reporting. So this is like having a direct integration into dozens of different systems. You can view the reporting, record videos, and send existing ones. So this is the one way we have distribution is direct integration in dozens of channels. And say if you have some CRM or some system that we don't necessarily have a direct integration with, there's this ability to copy and paste the video into any interface you can think of. So text message, email, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, social media, you name it. Any system you can look at on your computer here, I can press this copy for email button and now drop this video into that medium. Depending on what the channel is, the preview might just be a little bit different. So you can see here inside of email, it's that animated preview with the GIF. Inside of like certain fields like WhatsApp, it might give you the animated preview or it might be the link. It all depends on the tool you're sending it through, but all the data is there in that one button. So you just press one button, copy for email, and that has all the data you need to give you the image and the link and everything you need to paste into the message of your choice. So that's what I mean when I say universal compatibility, is it literally any channel you're using, you name it, we can drop a video into it in that way. So that is the second part of the distribution here. So we talked about direct integration with Outlook like this, dozens of CRMs, universal compatibility through the copy and paste. So if I didn't name your CRM here, this method will work with that. You can put them into the templates, into one-on-one messages, you name it. So that is the universal. And then the third part here is what Dubb does on its own. Dubb actually has a complete marketing automation platform built into it, including text messages, email sequences, and more. So let me give you a little glimpse. Here's an example of some campaigns we ran. You can see these ones were sent to 20,000 plus people. And if I go in there and look at the analytics for that, that's actually the campaign we used for this webinar. So we can see who watched, who clicked, who opened, who registered. All those analytics are there, very granular. I can even filter this by type. I can export this and do whatever I need to with that data, but it's right there at your fingertips. You have analytics, general stats, performance, 40% CTA click rate. That's insanely high, you guys. If you ever do your email marketing, I implore you to look at your click rates on your emails. They're probably not 40%. That's super, super high. So this is an example of the campaign section. And the other part I was talking about is the automated section. So bulk sending is here. This can be text messages or emails, and this automation is going to be the same. So automation is a workflow builder. Isaac mentioned some of his team members are using this. Some of them want to take more advantage of it. Now, here's an example of a workflow that we actually have in Dubb right now that's active. It is a 4 text message drip sequence that gets sent out during the duration of your 7-day trial. So they're getting a text message, 2 days later, they get another one. And this has valuable information about, here, did you know how you can send text messages with videos using Dubb? Insight that we're providing value through the sequence. So this is what I mean by automation. These can be text messages, these can be emails. They can have lots of different activities here. So you can see we have simple delays in this one, but it can be if-then statements, like if they clicked a button, if they watched a video, we can add tags, we can do all kinds of different activities from this. So this is an example of a simpler workflow that you're looking at because it's just delays and messages, but these can be as complex as we need them to be. So this is the last part of the distribution, which is Dubb's marketing automation. So many CRMs provide some of this functionality. Most don't do both text and email. Some do, some real estate ones in particular, but Dubb does all this in-house as well. So bulk sending, automated sending, universal compatibility with any system you have, and then direct integrations with all of your favorite tools. So that is the distribution component. And now one last thing that I touched on in the campaign is once you distribute these videos, you get super granular analytics on every bit of activity. You can see who's clicking, who's watching, what percentage of the video that they're watching, if they're watching any of these additional videos, all that stuff gets tracked. So you can have really great insight as to how they're interacting with your information. Are they watching the videos? Are they clicking the buttons? I mean, if you don't have a ton of leads, every little bit of engagement is a huge deal to you, right? If you're scraping by, you're trying to generate some leads and you only have a handful, you want to know when that handful of people watched your video or clicked your buttons. And if they do so, then you have really great insight into follow up with them and saying, hey, I saw you checked out my video. Just wondering when works for you to set up your next appointment. Things like that. Rough script for you, but that's the idea, is super detailed intelligence for follow-up. Not just that they opened your email, right? That's like very surface level, but we can have much more information on that as part of the tracking. Okay, so I've kind of quickly wrapped up a demo here. We talked about the creation, talked about the customization, and then finally the distribution. I think we only have Isaac here for another minute, so I'm going to jump back out of the screen share here, and I think we're going to part ways here for Isaac. We'll stick around a little bit longer to answer some of the questions. Just wanted to do an outro here.
Quick tip, because I saw a comment that really made a lot of sense. Guy was like, I'm sold on the concept, so I need some tips. So in other words, he was like, shut up, Isaac. Darius, go show me some stuff. So here's all I would say on the tip aspect. right, is every time you speak with somebody, fill in the next step with a video. And also get over it, how you look and sound in real life. Like in videos, how you look and sound in real life. So like if you're not embarrassed to go out and run an open house, don't be embarrassed to shoot a video. Now here's the other tip. Start with 3 videos a day. You can get it done on Dubb and get it out, like used everything you want in 3 videos in less than 5 minutes. We timed it. Our team, when we were adopting this, in a team meeting, we said, all right, everyone, put yourself on mute on the Zoom, pull out your phone, fire off 3 videos. Within 6 minutes, every single person on the team was done. So if I'm you, I start every power hour, right? Because everyone should be starting off their day with some form of outbound attempt to acquire new business. We call it power hour. You do 3 videos right out the gate. Here's why. Oh, I don't want to call at 7:30 in the morning. Great. I don't want you to call me at 7:30 in the morning. But I'll watch a video on my time and actually probably be able to like be grateful that you didn't call me at 7:30 in the morning, right? Also, if you're calling expireds, we don't do too much FISBO, but if you're calling expireds and probably FISBOs, guess what? You're the 75th person to call them and say, were you aware that your house is showing expired on the MLS? Yeah, they're like, no, duh, genius, right? But if you're the only person sending them a video, trust me, it makes a difference. And I'm not just using this as theory. So send it out to people that are getting prospected by calls. They'll respect you. Send out your videos first. And as soon as you get off the phone with somebody, if it's a Zillow lead or Realtor.com lead, all that stuff, it's the same thing. Like if you get taken hostage, they say start talking to your hostage taker, right? Because it humanizes you and they're less likely to kill you. So it's the same thing when you book an appointment with somebody you've never spoken to. If you send a video and say, I'm really excited, I'm going to meet you at 4, I'm going to be driving over there, right? It humanizes you. And what they do is it increase, and we've measured this 1 billion times. They're more likely to actually show up, or at least through the courtesy of telling you they're not going to show up and reschedule, because they're like, oh, it's a real human with real feelings who like is taking time out of their day to go show me this house. There's like a social contract there that does not exist if you don't send a video. So make sure you're doing that. Also, one other quick tip, in that reel of like the playlist feature on Dubb, whiteboard explainer videos get way more clicks than a video with like you standing there with your sign or in a suit, right? So in other words, if I just watched your personalized video and then there's a playlist there, put a whiteboard explainer video. I don't even think I talked to you guys about this yet, Darius and Ruben. You put a whiteboard explainer video as the next video. I think when we measured it, it was like 6 or 7 times the amount of people actually click that next video because they don't think it's a sales thing. And the way you lower sales skepticism is by educating and informing. And everybody universally knows that when you see a whiteboard explainer video, it's simply going to educate and inform you. And then maybe there's a sales pitch at the end, right? But they know that like the format, they trust it so much more than like a video of you with like you being the first person. So that's my best tip. You can always see my material. Ask these guys, they'll connect you with me. But yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate your time.
You guys, those tips he just gave you, like those are so like solid. You know exactly what you need to do now, right? He just gave you exactly what his agents are doing, what's working. He's explained the data. I mean, it's like hitting you over the head. Here's the ticket. So, I mean, that's really powerful stuff because like we try to do a good job of that. You know, we have like our little real estate training videos that are incorporated into your dashboard, but we can only scratch so much. You know, we don't want to give you an hour-long video of here's how to do everything. We don't want you to feel overwhelmed. But right there was like just 3 actionable, powerful tips of what to do. The one is, you know, if you're going to do it more than once, do a video. That right there is going to save you so much time and create those opportunities that just don't happen when it comes to plain text. There's so much left there. Go ahead.
So I was actually going to show a quick demo on how to create a mobile video for a prospect. I'll do it the old-fashioned way here. So, you know, this here is the Dubb mobile app. And what I'm just going to show is an example of how easy it is to record a video that you can send to someone. Now, this applies in this day and age, it really applies where when you haven't met the person yet, they don't know who you are. You know, the problem, if you expect someone to do business with you and they haven't seen you, the problem is that there's massive trust issues there. You know, when we see a video of someone, what it does is it builds a parasocial relationship with that person. We watch them on a video, through a Dubb video, on Instagram, on Facebook, and we feel like we know them. That's called a parasocial relationship that we've created, and it's entirely virtual. So what I'll show is quickly on how to do that. Maybe, you know, I just got a referral from someone. Maybe there's an email or there's a text message where I have their phone number. I would just quickly do this. I would record a video and say, hey, it's Ruben. I look forward to meeting with you. Can't wait to talk. Could be 5 seconds, could be 15 seconds. Now with the Dubb mobile app, there's a way to redo that take, and there's also a way to do multiple clips. So with real estate, one of the things that we want to do a lot of the times is show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Dubb mobile app here and I'm going to flip the camera around, and then I'm going to add a clip of my studio here, just as a clip. And then I might say, so that gets added to the video. And then all I have to do is click one button, and I can either email this to the person or I can send it via SMS. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the video that I just created inside the chat so everyone can see how easy it is. Within 60 seconds, the video is recorded, uploaded, an action page is created with default calls to action: call me, email me, book me, learn more about me, and it's ready to track viewability. So here comes the URL. Hey, it's Ruben. I look forward to meeting with you. Can't wait to talk.
So to recap, guys, here, Isaac presented a tremendous opportunity for you guys to jump in his calendar. It's like, I don't even know what to say. If you're not doing that, maybe you're shy or scared or something. I don't know. It's tremendous though. And what he's explained here for video, you guys even have an access to try Dubb for free. Of course, there's paid versions. There's going to be some differences at this time. Kind of explain the different kind of tiers we have here on Dubb. So here is what that looks like. You guys can see my screen, right? Okay, and here is the different kind of options here with Dubb. And there is that free trial, and then there's really our two tiers here that we're looking at. One is the Pro plan, and that is $40 per month. This has everything that the platform has to offer except for the automation. So the automation, as I mentioned, is those sequences. That's the ability to send out emails, text messages, and automated sequences. That is either a $40 per month add-on to the Pro plan, or it is included in the Pro Plus. The other difference between the Pro and the Pro Plus is an account manager, someone where we can meet with you from our team, just like we're doing now, screen share, help you support, get you set up either technically, strategically, whatever you need. You kind of have our expertise here to help you get your account built. Whereas with the Pro, it's more of the self-service stuff that I showed you earlier, the learning center, the chat support, the article databases. So that is really the main difference between the two levels of subscriptions we offer is the account manager and the automation that is included in the Pro Plus. The Pro Plus, or the automation, is available for Pro as an add-on. There are a couple of other upgrades we offer, like the subtitles, so you can automatically add subtitles to your video, just like you see in this video here. It has closed captions on it. So there's some other options like that. But besides that, those are our two main plans there. The free plan, I don't really recommend for anyone in real estate. The free trial will have some of the stuff you need, like putting in your own logo, attaching your calls to actions and things like that. But the free plan itself, it doesn't offer like the branding opportunities and all the things that separate it from using something like YouTube, right? It's still better than YouTube because you're not putting them to YouTube where there's so many distractions and advertisements. I don't ever recommend that, but I would not consider the free plan for anyone in a professional environment. It's kind of like it's a tool. So yeah, we're looking at the Pro and Pro Plus, and there is a 20% discount if you want to pay for the year in advance on either of these plans. So that is automatically included. You can see here, this is actually $384 and this one's $960 for the year total. But that is the different plans we provide. And as I mentioned, the main difference is just automation and account manager. So any questions about that, again, let us know. I think we are just about wrapped here, guys. We talked about from the start, we talked about the real problem that people are facing in both real estate and in sales. And then Isaac is explaining how they have really kind of crushed some of these problems using the power of video, and also Dubb specifically. And then some of the nuts and bolts, and showed you guys what the back end of Dubb looks like, how to create, customize, and get these videos out. You don't need to be a technical genius. You don't actually need to know anything. All the tools are all in one, and we have all the support you need there right within Dubb to integrate with the tools you're using or to do it all within Dubb, whichever you prefer. Many people have existing systems. We can hook up to those. And so I got some questions about Sierra Interactive. We can include Dubb videos into Sierra Interactive templates and emails just the same way you can with BombBomb, even though there's not a direct button inside there. The interface at this point, it's going to integrate in the same way. So you're just bringing your videos into those templates and sequences and messages in any other system that you're using. That's what I kind of mentioned with that universal part is even if we don't have a direct integration at this time, it's going to work in the same way where we can universally put those videos into the messaging and sequences and templates of our systems. Ruben, you got something for us?
Okay, so this was the video that I just shot. Once again, this video was recorded. You guys saw me recording this video using the Dubb mobile app. It took me about 10 to 20 seconds to do. We all know how long it takes to send someone a text message. Not to mention sometimes it's dangerous actually if we're typing a lot while walking, or well, don't text and drive. But the point is that by not only am I saving time, but I'm adding such beautiful elements of humanity and connection so that the person on the other side can see me, know me, and trust me. So, you know, hopefully like me as well. But on this page, you know, you've got some calls to action. This is a big, important differentiator about Dubb. Our goal is not just to get people to watch your videos. It's to create actionable videos that get you more bookings, more conversions, more sales.
Cool. We just got a question about YouTube in the chat, and I was answering that. You know, can you upload your videos from YouTube? We actually have a direct integration with YouTube we're really proud of, where you can create your videos right on Dubb, and with one click, upload those videos to your YouTube account. It's going to pass over descriptions and titles and all that stuff. So two-way direction sync with YouTube. You can take your YouTube videos and upload them to Dubb, and then you can take your Dubb videos and upload them to your YouTube channel. So yes, very compatible with YouTube. We're a video team here, right? Gotta be. Great question. Cool. Okay, guys, let's see here. We're coming up on the hour. We've got lots of questions in there. We're going to be answering some more of these as well. And I want you guys to know this is not the only opportunity to ask questions. We host live trainings 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific. So if you can make one of those, don't hesitate to jump in. I'll be hosting them. We'll be able to take care of you. Anything there, we could even, it's a little bit more intimate, so we can even jump into your screens and things like that. Take advantage of those. We have chat support, email support, or not chat, email, same thing. We'll be able to take care of you guys, whatever you need. And we have those different plans as well for people's different needs. You need some more support, you have the Pro Plus available to you. And if you, played with video before, you think you can dive in, we have the pro level for you. So let's see, Ruben, anything else before we dip out here? I think we're just about wrapped.
Yeah, we've got a couple of questions here. We were going to go over setting up workflows. If someone creates a workflow, can it be shared with others? So there are many features on the Dubb platform that are rooted in our team environment. So what that means is that if you create workflows through your Dubb account, anyone on your team can manage those. They can edit them, they can delete them, anything that you need them to do. So it's a very team-friendly environment. We encourage people to really outsource, to delegate a lot. Some things that a number of our agents do is they have an agency, they have virtual assistants, they have local assistants that are helping them to manage their account. It's not necessary. You can absolutely do this as a solopreneur, but if you are at the stage where you do want to delegate, there are a number of team features, one of which, of course, is team workflow management. The other thing that there was another question on SI, Sierra Interactive. And I will say this, that Dubb as a platform is compatible with pretty much any CRM, any email marketing system. We're very open to build unique integrations if there's a need for them. I think with real estate, most of the realtors, brokerages, team members, what they do is they spend their time on the Dubb mobile app, creating one-to-one prospect videos, or on their website directly doing one-to-one emails or campaign video emails. So we haven't seen a lot of requests for that, but at the same time, we're very open to build integrations if there's a specific need, and it will save people time.
Anything else? Any other questions, guys? We're up on the hour here. We're going to wrap up here. So if you guys have anything else, like I said, it's not your only opportunity. We're always here to support. So keep them coming. Come back later. If you aren't already signed up, check out a free trial. Get in here. You're not going to regret it. It's going to help transform your business. I mean, you heard it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. I mean, you can't deny the results. And this is not coming from us. This is coming from the proof is in the pudding, the boots to the ground, real users. They're a huge, tremendous team achieving great things. And they showed you how they shared with us today, how that's done. So there it is. Sign up for a free account. Check it out.
No credit card required. We have a great free account. If you guys are not ready to make the investment, totally understand that. We will meet you guys where you are. So just encourage you to create the free account. And then if you want some of the upgrade features like custom branding, like automation, the ability to send emails out to multiple people in campaigns, we encourage you to upgrade your account. Darius mentioned the pricing. It starts at $40 per month per user, and that goes down to as low as $32 per month per user if you purchase an annual subscription. So thank you so much for attending. Cannot wait to hear about your success.
Thanks again. Thank you again, Isaac. I can't thank you enough, buddy, for coming in today, dropping the knowledge, sharing the secret wisdom and the insight of what you and your team are doing over there. Again, really appreciate you. All right, guys. Later. See us next time. Come check out another training with us. See you guys there.
So this is our weekly webinar. So if you need more training, just check it out.
Later, guys. We'll be sending an email as well. So stay tuned.
If you want more training, please click on that link. Otherwise, once again, we'd like to express our gratitude. We'd like to thank everyone that has supported us and everyone that wants to understand what it is that we're doing and how we're changing communication, specifically with sales. Thanks, Darius.
Thank you guys. Thanks again. Bye-bye.